Hello everyone. Welcome to Power Automate Desktop Training Tutorial. My name is Vishal Bambrani, and in our session today, we will continue to learn the Excel actions provided by Power Automate Desktop. The actions that will be covered are getting an active Excel worksheet, setting an active Excel worksheet, getting all the Excel worksheets in a respective Excel file, and finally, renaming an Excel worksheet. Let's see how we can make use of these actions to work with that specific sheet as in our business process using Power Automate Desktop. But before starting implementation, I hope you all must have watched my previous videos covering few more Excel actions. Let's begin with our first action, which is get active Excel worksheet. It contains just one property, which is Excel instance. Let's see how we can make use of this action in Power Automate Desktop. But before implementation, let's have a look first at our input file. I've opened this Excel. So it contains two sheets, sheet 1 and sheet 2. So let's see what is the current active Excel worksheet using Power Automate Desktop. Now first, let's launch our input file. Here, with the next option, document path, let's select our given input file. Being a good practice, let's close this file. Now, to get active Excel worksheet, we have an action called get active Excel worksheet. Simply drag and drop here. So since this variable is auto-populated, we can simply click on Save button. Do notice that there are two output variables, which are sheet name and sheet index. Click on Save. Let's run this. Now, once this flow completes the execution, on the right pane, we have variable sections, wherein we'll see what are the values the output variable contains. See, as you can see on the right side, we have three variables: Excel instance, sheet index, and sheet name. So current active Excel worksheet is having sheet index 2, and its sheet name is sheet 2. Now let's go to our next action, which is set active Excel worksheet. Now it has a few properties. First is Excel instance. Second is activate worksheet with. So it gives us two options, either by a name or index. If we opt for name, it will ask for worksheet name as another property, wherein we have to give the name of the worksheet to activate. And if we go with the index, it will ask for worksheet index. So this property specifies the index number of the worksheet to activate. Now let's see how to implement this in Power Automate Desktop. Now to set any Excel worksheet as active, we have an action called set active Excel worksheet. Simply drag and drop here. Now, under this property activate worksheet with, we'll select name and we give its name as sheet 1, as initially sheet 2 was active. Let's run this flow. Once the execution of this flow is completed, we will check the flow variables on the right pane and see what sheet index and sheet name variable contains. If you can recall, initially sheet index was 2 and sheet name was sheet 2. And now, since we specifically set sheet 1 as active, and using this action, we found out what is the current active sheet. We got these two variables. Now let's go to our next action, which is get all Excel worksheets. It contains just one parameter, which is Excel instance, and the output variable is a list of sheet names. Let's see how to implement this in Power Automate Desktop. Let me disable these two actions. Under Actions pane, simply search for Get All Excel Worksheets, drag and drop, click on Save. Let's run this action. Once the flow completes its execution, we'll check the flow variables, specifically the sheet names variable. Now, as you can see in the flow variables, under sheet names, there are two sheets, sheet 1 and sheet 2. Now let's turn our last action for this session, rename an Excel worksheet. It contains a few properties like Excel instance, rename worksheet with, specify whether to find the worksheet by name or index, then worksheet name. Here we have to specify the name of the worksheet to rename. Then another property is worksheet new name. Here we have to specify the new name of the worksheet. And finally, the worksheet index, wherein we have to specify the index of the worksheet to rename. Let's see how we can implement this in Power Automate Desktop. Let me disable this action. And under Actions pane, simply type rename Excel worksheet, drag and drop this action. Excel instance variable is already selected. Under rename worksheet with, it has two options, index or name. We can go with name for now. Under worksheet name, let's say we want to rename sheet 1 and its new name is new name. Click on save. Now, since we are changing something in our Excel file, in our close Excel action, we have to save the document first before closing it. Let's choose the third one now. Save document as. We'll go with a format XLSX. And let's say we want to make this file reside under a certain folder. Let's give this file a name as new file. You can rename it to any, open, and simply click on save. Now let's run this flow and see how it impacts the file. Now, once the flow execution is complete, we'll check our input files. Okay, so it's completed. So we have our new file created. See, our sheet 1 is renamed to new name. So this marks the end of our module. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would request you all to subscribe my channel for more videos. Also, I've listed down some suggested videos as well as the ones next in line for your ease. Cheers.